roundtable. That was a good one. What's up, Nico? How you feeling?
Feeling good today. Ready to rock.
You said you were feeling good.
Feeling deep. Feeling real deep. Feeling real emotional and
deep.
Tugging at the heartstrings.
Deep sleeper day today. We're going deep. It has to be after the 12th round in a standard 12-team league, so we're looking at pick 144 on. My guys are really deep. Quick question for you. How deep is too deep?
Ooh, I don't know. I would say anything over 10 inches.
Whoa. Is that for a girl or for you? Because your intestines are fucked, dude. Or not even. It's just your colon. Is that right? Does it have a vagina?
I don't even know what's going on
Something.
down there. I've never explored
Never fucked with it?
Never explored it.
Are you willing
just
to?
Let it do its thing, man. No.
You never consider it?
I'm good.
You're married?
Yeah, we've been married a long time. We're perfectly standard where we need to be.
A lot of missionary?
No branching out.
All right. Deep sleepers. One quick thing for you, per usual. Ryan Mallett died. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about that.
35 years old. He's my age.
Arkansas quarterback.
Very tall. Apparently he died from drowning, so I don't know. He should have been able to stand. No, that's bad. But he died. But what it got me to was he was terrible. Okay? I think the Patriots guy, right?
He backed up Tom Brady at Michigan, right? Or no, in New England.
Yeah,
sorry.
he started five total games. Very tall, 6'6".
Yeah, didn't it take him too early too, if I remember correctly?
Third round. So it got me to thinking. Remember the whole thing with John Elway, how he's drafting the tallest quarterbacks ever?
Yeah.
Paxton Lynch and fucking Brock Osweiler, because he was kind of tall, again, was only 6'4". He wanted taller, right? Bigger is better. I went to look at the list of all of the tall. I moved my paper here. All of the tallest quarterbacks ever drafted. It's terrible.
Oh, they all suck?
Oh, I'm gonna go through right now. This isn't by any order. It's in order in height, but not order of like year drafted.
Like Mike Glennon's on there.
Let me go through. Yeah. Well, his neck is huge.
That's what
He's
makes
a
him
giraffe.
tall, though.
Yeah. You ready for this list?
Sure.
Awful. Brock Osweiler, 6'7". These guys are all 6'7" right here. Brock Osweiler, Paxton Lynch, and Mike Glennon.
Yep.
Bad.
Yeah.
And actually drafted pretty high.
Yeah.
Two of those guys are drafted by one and only.
Long, awkward throwing motion. Like you couldn't see that in their film.
Also, Byron Leftwich, he didn't make this list. He must have only been 6'5". Terrible, too. Logan Thomas, he went to be a tight end. Mm-hmm. Nate Sudfeld, John Skelton, Matt Schaub, who had a decent career, but he was also Mr. Pick Six. Remember he had 4 straight games with a pick six?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
My favorite Schaub memory is I went to San Francisco the year before they tore Candlestick down. Me and Joe Holikowski had to go to a game in that stadium before they tore it down. It was against the Texans, and Schaub threw a pick six.
One of the game. 4? Was it one of the 4?
I don't remember. I don't know. I'd have to look up
He
that
threw
streak,
a lot,
but
so
yeah, just crushed him.
We got Jamarcus Russell.
Bust.
Jonathan Quinn, Tony Pike, Sean Mannion, Ryan Mallett, rip, pour one out. There you go. Josh Freeman, these are all 6'6" guys. Nick Foles, did win a Super Bowl, but other than that, not great. Joe Flacco, also won a Super Bowl, but I mean, not great.
Probably the best one on this list so far, though.
So far. This is a bad list, that's what I'm saying. Derek Anderson, Jake Luton. Now we have some weird ones. Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. Can they break the mold?
Yep.
We're going to get into that later. 2 other guys here, Jacob Eason and Felipe Franks. That is a terrible list.
I never even heard of that last one.
These are the tallest guys, and there was more on the list. I just went guys that I knew that were from the last 30 years.
Sudfeld was on that list? I did not realize he was that tall, man.
So, I guess the biggest one is, what the fuck was John Elway doing? Has he not seen the history of these tall core? Like 6'4", 6'5" is one thing. Peyton Manning, I believe, is 6'5".
No.
6'4".
That tall,
he was tall as shit. His forehead was huge.
Well, he did get an extra couple inches there.
But dude, this is awful.
Yeah.
This is trash. And that's the list. So
Elway's height was like Al Davis with speed, right?
Yeah.
Just go
height,
for it.
Tall. He can see over the line.
Yep.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Can he throw? I don't care. He's tall. And you know what? That's why you don't have your players, sorry, Michael Jordan, BGMs and owners, because they're idiots.
At times, yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Lynch is doing okay, in my opinion.
Oh, they know about Paxton Lynch. I was like, he's Paxton Lynch out of the league.
John Lynch, 49ers GM, building a squad, bro.
Yeah, the Niners just have a factory going on. I don't know if it's John Lynch.
Great linebackers, great safeties.
He had a lot of concussions, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe that actually helped center him.
Right?
He's just really, really centered his work.
Because it's just real calm and just this much brain work.
Seeing dim lights going on. Oh, shit, this is getting dark. All right, Deep sleepers coming at you. Let's go. Let's start with quarterbacks here. My first guy, there's a caveat here, but it's Sam Howell. Quarterback 29, ADP 237. Pretty much undrafted. In Superflex leagues, he'll be drafted, right? But in like underdog, man, he is not getting drafted. The caveat is, the reason I'm not all about him necessarily is that Jacoby Brissett's there, and that's probably one of the best backups in the league. We saw him last year with Cleveland when Deshaun Watson was out. Man, he could take his job. Quarterback 29, I love it. He is the same size as Jalen Hurts, 6'1", 220. He is a very scrappy, almost like Baker Mayfield, but not a pipsqueak. He had 828 rushing yards his junior year, 11 rushing touchdowns. So the dude, he lowers his head. I love it.
Yeah, and then gets hurt.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's quarterback 29. Fuck you.
Take your shot.
His one start last year, he had 11 rushes for 35 yards and a rushing touchdown. 11 rushes. I love that. He's got a rocket arm. Not very accurate, but he reminds me of Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I can see it. A little Fitzmagic.
Yeah, just kind of like a gunslinger and Fitzpatrick would run those first downs and literally again, that John Elway helicopter thing. He just put his body at risk, dude. Elway is getting mentioned all the time.
Full send, dude.
So I like saying at this point, quarterback 29, literally, if it wasn't for the great backup they have there in Brissett, I would have him like all day in underdog and shit, but it's just he could lose his job. Real quick before you get to your guy, I do have an honorable mention at quarterback. It's Ryan Mallett. Deep sleeper. What do you think about that?
He's sleeping 6 feet down, I heard.
Is that too soon?
It is, dude.
Shit. One the same day?
It's just too soon.
All right, what do you got? Who's your guy?
Oh, we're getting a little darker on here sometimes.
Very dark.
But at 146 overall is Derek Carr. The guy's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's pissed at how the Raiders did him. Mm-hmm. He's been like Mr. Clutch, dude. He showed out. He's given everything to that team, every chance that he's had.
And he was Mr. Raider. He cried at the press conference. He said he wants to retire Raider. Yeah. And they did him dirty.
Yeah. And I get it's a Dennis Allen-led team. They're defensive-minded. What's Michael Thomas going to be? Olave's legit. You're going to miss Kamara. Like, there's some question marks there. But as a whole, if I'm getting him in the 13th round, I'm jumping on it because he is hand over fist better than any other quarterback you're going to get after this point.
All right, moving on to running backs here. My first guy. Love this guy. Jerome Ford. Love this dude. RB 57, ADP 173, especially in PPR leagues. But he is 5'10", 210. So a little Kamara's 5'10", 215s, but he's not a pipsqueak. He can handle, I wouldn't say a 3-down workload, but he can play at least 2 out of 3 downs.
Can fill the hunt role, right?
Yeah. Yep. Alabama transfer, he played in Cincinnati. So like any guy that was recruited by Alabama, I like. Train. Jerome Ford, Alabama transfer, went to Cincinnati in college. I love seeing a guy that was recruited by Alabama. That means he's a blue chip guy.
You're a stud.
4.46, but his film, man, I watched all his film in college at least. He didn't play much in the NFL. I saw some preseason shit. Unreal, man.
They're going to start with Ford. And look at him go. You talked to Ford, keeps it on the ground, bounces it to the outside.
This guy reminds me of Darren McFadden. Just pretty high up. Darren McFadden was a prospect,
He's an
man.
athlete, yep.
I feel like he'll have a role, and right now he is the handcuff because there's nothing else. Only other guy there is Demetric Felton. That guy's a scat back.
I'm a scat man.
And he is not a scat back, and he'll have a role either way, and he's the handcuff.
Yeah.
So, like, we saw Kareem Hunt. It might probably won't be Kareem Hunt's role of 60-40 or 55-45. It'll be 70-30. At ADP 173 with the upside of an RB 57, the upside of
it's a usable player on a bye week that has the upside of getting a ton of volume because of injury. Because they're going to run in Cleveland. They're not going to stop running the ball no matter who's healthy there.
Who's your first running back?
I've talked about this guy a couple times before, so I'm not going to beat it up. But it's Rashawn Johnson. at 154 overall for the Bears. I still think at some point he wins out that backfield entirely. I'm really high on this guy. I think to start out, he's the third down back. He's going to be catching passes. It's going to be Herbert, who looked a little more athletic than Montgomery even
My
last
biggest
year
thing
at
with
time.
him is I love the combo of power back that can catch passes. That's great in pass pro.
Yeah.
And that's what he has, right?
And it's pass pro, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. No one else in Chicago
It's
can
crazy
do
to
that.
say a
Like,
rookie doesn't have the trust of the coaching staff, but they drafted him for a reason.
Yeah.
For this role, and I just see him being on the field at least for 30% of the snaps early on. And if he plays out and shows out, which we think he will, because he was only behind Bijan Robinson, who everyone's slurping up. So Deontay Foreman is awful in pass pro. He's a big guy. You think he misses all the
better
assignments.
than Herbert, bro.
I know. So there's nobody else. I'm
Yes,
saying,
yes.
So he's gonna have that role, and eventually, when they see Justin Fields getting hit with this, they want to go downfield, right? They want to not be as much of a run-first team.
What, like 55 sacks last year or some shit?
Give me the guy that is solid runner, has good hands, and is the best pass pro guy as a rookie, which is saying something.
And you don't project what the play call is. Oh, this guy's on?
Right.
They're not passing, right? You can't do that, dude. It doesn't make sense.
Well said by Nico. This guy right here is so smart. Next guy for me is Ty
We're
Chandler.
professionals.
Yeah, Fanatics. Ty Chandler, he is on Minnesota. He's a second-year player.
I'm aware. That was my next guy. Fucking jerk.
We both have him?
Yep.
Let's go. All right.
I am all about Chandler,
all about him.
bro.
You watch his
Yes.
film?
He's fucking 4.38 speed.
I
He's
told you.
explosive as
Tevin
shit.
Coleman, right?
He can run. He can catch. Oh, man. Chandler is legit.
Yeah.
Madison's fine. I don't dislike Madison, but I think
He's got more juice than Madison, man.
6 weeks in, you're going to see it go from 70-30,
Yeah.
and it's going to transition all the way through to where Chandler's leading that backfield.
And like the thing is, same thing with Jerome Ford. The thing about Jerome Ford is there's no chance he is taking Nick Chubb's job.
No.
And the crazy thing is he's 173, Jerome Ford. Chandler's 215, RB 66.
I had 232 on mine.
There is a chance, like you said, that he takes it over, and they have the same role. I feel like Jerome Ford is going to have more of a role without injury than, because we saw what they did with Madison when Cook got hurt, right?
Yeah.
But at first, they're going to be like, oh, he had 24 carries for 73 yards. Let's see what this other guy can do. So it's more of this is more of a wild card, right?
And he's the explosive player. He's going to hit a home run or two, and they're going to be like, holy fuck, let's try and hit more of these home runs.
Yeah. So a little bit about Ty Chandler, for those of you that probably don't know him because it's the Deep Sleeper Show. 5'11", 205, big enough. Way bigger than our boy Jahmyr Gibbs. Went to UNC. That's good pedigree, man. We got Javonte Williams and Michael Carter in the last couple years. He played behind them and then played after they went in the NFL.
Yep.
Love this guy. 4.38 speed, like you said. Reminds me of Tevin Coleman. That depth chart. So they have some guy, I couldn't pronounce his name, sounds like a terrorist. He's supposed to be a third down back, but the other guy they drafted is Dwayne McBride. He's the only competition for, like, if there was an injury, for instance. He was a 7th-round pick this year. He had the most fumbles in FBS.
And 7th round, there's no
I know,
competition.
I'm saying
dude.
he was a better player than that, but again, most fumbles, that's an issue. That's a big red flag. Coaches, Vikings, win now team, you want a rookie out there that fumbles? We saw what happened with James Cook when he fumbled that first touch. Didn't get to see a snap for fucking 5 weeks.
You want to look like an idiot for letting Dalvin Cook walk? Fumble the fucking ball away 12
with a
times
7th round
this year.
pick.
Yeah.
Not happening, man.
No,
Ty Chandler, baby.
Do it.
Dude, hell yeah.
I thought I was
son.
coming with some awesome deep heat here, bro.
Great minds,
some
man.
love,
Great minds. Who you got for your third guy?
It was Kareem Hunt. And like you said, the Hunt role in
Onside,
Cleveland,
but
with where he's at, I 187 overall. I think it depends on the situation. You don't know that, and that's why you're taking the gamble at 187.
Yeah.
If it's the right situation, he far exceeds that, man, and way outperforms that ADP. If it's the wrong situation, he still hits there. I don't see how he does worse than where you're taking him at right there.
There's no one signing him to be their RB3.
No.
He's going to be their
Absolutely
RB2.
not. Yeah, he's
I don't care
like
if
an
it's
RB2.
Let's just say he wasn't with the Browns and he went back to the Browns and went to the Browns without ever being there before at this stage of his career. He's going to hit that number.
Yeah.
It's Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
All right, my guy, that's actually right along the lines of this. This is what I call the post type sleeper. CEH. Now, think about this. We're talking about CEH. How old do you think he is? He's like 24?
Yeah, give or take.
CEH is on the third guy I mentioned on my deep sleeper running backs. And I'll tell you why. Because he is going RB62, ADP 190. And I get that, Jerick McKinnon is a pass-catching guy there, right?
Yeah,
he's not going to take that
30-year-old McKinnon that's been rejuvenated.
Isaiah Pacheco I love him. But you know why Isaiah Pacheco was drafted in the 7th round? I get he was solid. They drafted CEH in the 1st round ahead of Jonathan Taylor. Regardless of, it's the same regime. I get that they're a winning team, right? So they throw out draft shit.
But if they're willing to move past him last year for Pacheco, why not this year? I think CEH is fucking done, man.
But he's still on the roster.
He is on the roster. I mean, I don't know. Melvin Gordon's on that roster too. Doesn't mean I want him.
No, but I'm saying is we were drafting CEH 2 years ago, 6th overall.
Oh, we were.
Which
Absolutely.
was totally stupid.
It's insane.
Okay, before we saw him play a snap, he's a pipsqueak. I hate CEH.
Yeah.
Trust me. No one's made more jokes about CEH or any player besides me and CEH.
Take your shot here.
Dude,
I'm not arguing against it, but I don't see it.
But he's a double handcuff. If either of those guys go down, they're not putting Jerick McKinnon in Pacheco's role, right?
No.
They're not putting Pacheco in Jerick McKinnon's role.
No.
So,
I suppose. I'll give you that.
And also, at this ADP, Chiefs blow teams out. Who's getting the touches?
Yeah, the garbage.
Again,
time.
I don't want to play the third running back. I'm saying at this point, deep sleeper show, CEH is not as bad of a player as now the fantasy landscape is trying to say he is. I hate him. He's terrible.
But I think I'd rather have the number 2 running back on the New York Jets.
No.
That's going a few picks later, personally. I think I'd
Matt
rather
Breida?
have Michael Carter.
Oh, you know about the Giants. Sorry.
I'd rather have Carter than Pacheco. I see more upside there.
I guess.
There's more
The
opportunity
point
for
is, I
volume.
see CEH at RB62. I remember CEH at running back 5 before we saw him play. Is he any worse? Do you have an honorable mention at running back or anything?
Those are my 3, man.
I have
You
one quick
smoked
one.
me on.
I have one
the
quick one. Zamir White. That's my quick
I
one.
thought about him too. Yeah, you're right. I almost highlighted him and I didn't. And that's Jacobs' injury. It's
not even injury. It's bad team too if they were bad.
Volume.
Right? We saw they had the highest. He had, what did he have? 89 or 92% of the fucking running back touches.
Yeah.
Definitely running back carries. Nobody else had more than it was 19 or 20 carries for the next
Abdullah had next
dude,
to
it was
nothing,
crazy.
right?
So Zamir White, they did draft. He went to Georgia, I believe. Georgia, running back factory. He came off the ACL. They kept on saying last year they get him involved and he had 19 carries. But I didn't even write down his ADP, but it's super late. He's a handcuff and he is a guy. I don't think he's going to have a role, but it's also just the bad team thing. If they go 2-9, which if Jimmy G's not healthy, do you know what they're doing? They're going 2-9, and they're going to say, Jacobs, if we have any plans of re-signing him, which I don't know if they do.
I don't think
Give me
they do.
Zamir out. Let's get a look at Zamir White. And at that point, not so much drafting this guy. Keep an eye on Zamir White.
Yeah. Zamir White, 233 ADP. He's gone as low as 311th
See?
overall in NFC.
That is undrafted in any league. I mean, the deepest of deep, undrafted.
Yeah, he's
wide
actually
receivers.
2 picks right behind Ty Chandler.
Wow. I love these guys. I honestly do. Wide receivers, what do you got? You start us off, Nico.
And I'm going to start you off with the homer one here, the receiver of the pod. We're going Jonathan Mingo.
I don't think you can miss at 183,
My
man.
guy, man.
I just don't see how you miss that.
You don't. He's a number 1, right? He's a number 1.
He is. Chark's never been a number 1 anyway.
And I like Chark.
Like he's tried to be. And I like him too. And you have to have a compliment. Otherwise, Mingo's going to get taken out, especially as a rookie, right? He's not the most savvy against the zone, but the guy will fight. And that's what I like about him. He's the dog, right?
Yeah.
So watch our earlier episodes, and we'll beat him up a little bit more. I'm going to jump to my second one right away.
Go ahead.
Just kind of treating him as an honorable mention. We don't like to talk about the same guys all the time. So the next one that we've mentioned, and again, I'm going to lump these together. I got a half and a half, right? John Mechie.
Fuck you. That's my guy.
Well, you stole
We
my
just had this-
Chandler,
we just
bro.
had this argument
I had
last
to
time.
steal your Mechie.
Do you remember at the end of the last pod when I was talking about he has
totally
multiple
did.
holes?
Yep.
Well, it's an asshole and a mouth, and I was like, you can have the mouth out of the asshole.
Yep.
So, okay, go on. We'll tag team this one. That's my first guy.
So my
wide
logic,
receiver 73, ADP 190.
Yeah, my logic with Mechie is he fits Stroud the best. Stroud is the best pocket passer coming out this year, right?
Yep.
And you need somebody you can get the ball out quick to, that can get open on these short open routes, these slants, all this shit. That's the one. People are sleeping on Mechie, man. And
What
don't
did
get
Jackson Smith and Jigba do his healthy year with CJ Stroud? what is John Mechie comp as?
Yeah.
A slot receiver that
Yeah.
is quick in space, right? Boom. And I know people, you know what it is? People forgot about him. And
They
he
did,
was a
because
third round
he won
pick last
from,
year. Was it
yeah.
second round, third round last
No,
year?
it was higher than third.
Second.
Wasn't
I think it was like 40 something overall.
Yeah.
And people said he was overdrafted. I don't give a fuck. He went to Alabama.
Dude,
He produced
he's a
crazy
player,
stuff.
bro.
He's a
He's a
player,
player.
man. He didn't have the best metrics, right, coming out. You
What
know what he
is-
did in the field?
What do you
Produced.
film, man?
It was good.
People who know what they're looking at is
Yeah,
film.
and
They
it
don't
didn't
care
blow you
about
off the charts. You
underwear
know who
Olympics.
also didn't blow you off? I mean,
There's a lot of people that didn't blow me.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was a 6th round pick, I believe, did not have great film coming out. I loved him coming out of USC. I'm saying, like, look what he is now.
Yeah.
John Ross.
Calm down.
John Mechie is a better player, a better prospect coming out than St. Brown could ever have been.
Full disclosure, too, we did not share this shit. This is just
No.
us coming off the cuff, man. And so lining up on these guys, like,
We're kindred spirits.
it just shows you that we're both
On a lot
that
of
good.
ways. I love this guy, man.
We're both
If-
that good. I just
If,
want y'all to understand.
if Eric ever divorces me, I'm transitioning to a gay, and me and you are gonna fuck.
Well,
But you have to get divorced too. If we
Yeah.
ever get divorced in the same month,
we both
we're
get
fucking,
divorced.
right? Deal? All right, my second guy, Tyquan Thornton.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't think much, but I want to hear your logic.
Oh, I have good logic for this
I
one.
want to hear your logic.
Thornton, wide receiver, 87, ADP 247. That's why I like Tyquan Thornton. You know he was a first-round pick, right? First-round pick 2 years ago. You know the Patriots are terrible at drafting fucking wide receivers. We've seen it time and time again. But you know what their depth chart is? Terrible. Devontae Parker, Kendrick Bourne, and Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well,
Old, bad.
Bourne just came out and said, I didn't give him everything I had last year.
That's not a good thing.
If I'm Belichick, I'm going to cut your ass,
Yeah,
dude. Like,
right,
that's stupid.
right.
Like, get the fuck out of
And
here.
aren't those guys all the same player, though?
And
at this point in their career?
They are, like,
Devontae Parker's an outside guy, right?
But I almost put Parker on my list because he's, like, ADP of, like, 500 or something.
But wouldn't you rather have Tyquan Thornton who has
Oh,
juice?
Yeah, absolutely.
I watched this film last year. He's raw. Man, he's very raw. But he had the highest fucking 40 of all time at wide receiver. I like that. I know it's just a thing. It's
But
a metric thing.
It's Mac Jones, too.
But he's not as bad as what he played last year. I think he's closer to the guy we saw in his rookie year.
Got a
First
better
round pick.
coordinator now?
I'm just saying, man. Like Tyquan Thornton.
Was it Patricia was the problem last year?
Patricia has a pencil in his ear and has a laminated play calling
A
sheet.
pencil in his rear.
He has pencils somewhere, man. They're everywhere. He's pulling them out. And if you're still watching, subscribe to the goddamn pod. You're not going to find anything more fun and the information.
It's Mecole Hardman. 245 overall.
I love it.
And the logic behind this, you've got Garrett Wilson, arguably a top 10 receiver this year. Aaron Rodgers is pissed off, rubbed the wrong way, didn't try last year. Whatever way you want to look at Aaron Rodgers, I think he has a much better year this year than he did last year.
Mm-hmm.
You have Nathaniel Hackett, former Rodgers coordinator. The same argument I made earlier with Garoppolo. There's some familiarity, at least with this is the way it works. This is the terminology. This is the verbiage. Rodgers runs his own shit anyway. It's not like Hackett's going to be calling anything. But you got Lazard out there on one side. You got Wilson on the other. And Hardman in the slot with a solid run game, right? With Breece Hall's expected to be back early in the year. You've still got Michael Carter, who we just mentioned that I think is another good deep sleeper running back. With Hardman there, he has to catch at least 4 to 6 long touchdowns, right?
Yep.
I don't see any way that he doesn't. And I wrote, where did I
He
write
has a
it?
very high, like, he was always a project coming in, right? But, like, they drafted him high for a reason. He's a burner and special teams guy as well. But he has a role. No one else in the team has a role, right? We like Lazard. Lazard's a red zone guy, and he is a slow, big-bodied dude.
Yeah.
They got rid of Elijah Moore. Mecole Hardman's going to be on the field. He's going to be running one route, right? downfield. You know what?
67-year-old Cobb is the other slot receiver that they have. And Hardman's averaged 12 yards a catch last year.
And the one biggest kicker that you failed to mention, and maybe you would have mentioned it, is who is the best at drawing the defense off sides and snapping the ball. Yeah. Those are free plays. Aaron Rodgers gets about 8 of those a year. Most guys get about 2 of those a year. Mitch Trubisky doesn't even snap the ball. So, like, 8 of those, who are they going to? It's going to be Garrett Wilson and McCole Hardman. Yep. Give me 3 deep free shots. That's 1 free touchdown. That is 14 fantasy points.
And on the odd chance that he gets a special teams one.
There you go.
Oh, I mean, it was
beautiful.
Like I said, he's averaged 12 yards a touch in Kansas City, and that was with the whole hot mess of whatever. And he didn't have a lot of targets, but when he got him, he was down the field, and it's because he's quick, and it's because he's getting open.
Yeah. You mentioned hot mess. You ever heard the younger girls say this? I'm a hot mess. And they were like, wearing a nice outfit with makeup on is because they're not perfect.
Yeah, like their hair's messy or something.
But, like, not that messy. I'm like, you're just hot. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm always a hot mess.
Maybe
I just spilled on myself.
Maybe she's chemically imbalanced in the brain, and she knows she's emotionally a mess.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm hot, but I'm a mess. Like,
you know what evens it out?
Together.
Semen.
That
mouth or wherever, vagina. I mean, those kind of people I don't want to come inside because now we're talking getting impregnating a crazy girl.
Because I'm married.
That's why. Just in general.
That's a good reason.
This is also like prefacing that we're not, because we're talking hypotheticals.
Oh, hypotheticals.
Aren't we?
No. I don't always know where you're at, bro.
I don't know either, man. Puka Nacua. Okay. Shout out Story. Puka Nacua, he's been banging the drum, man. Just like those hot mess girls. ADP 294. Oof. Now, I know they don't really like Van Jefferson, but they think he's the 2. Everyone's saying that, Tyler Higbee's the 2. He might have 80 targets, 90, 100. He sucks. Puka Nacua is Robert Woods mixed with Cooper Kupp. Write it down. Watch his fucking film. The guy is versatile. He's a gamer. The guy's a badass. What was Cooper Kupp?
He's better than Van Jefferson.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. What was Cooper Kupp? Versatile, dude.
Yeah.
And he was overlooked. Why? Because he was white. And he played in a bad fucking college. It was my buddy, actually, I play Xbox with in Washington, went to the same college as him. Same hometown. Okay. And he's like, he was a baller or whatever, went to like Washington State. It was like not even Washington State. It was some like shittier college, dude. And he ran a 4.6, 8.40. Nacua ran better. It was like 4.48. Regardless, not to get in metrics, the guy can play, and if they're going to be bad, I like it even more.
Yeah, and I'm going to give credit, like you said, to Story, man. I hadn't watched film before. He's mentioned
Did you watch
it a couple times now. I went back and watched some of it. The kid can ball, man.
Yeah.
Like, he just has that natural ability.
Yeah. The it factor. He has an it factor.
He does.
And Sean, and the thing is, our guy, McVay, dude, he recognizes that. He made Cooper Kupp what he is.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. His Kupp got developed, and it may be halfway through the season, but if you've got the room on the end of your bench, absolutely wait and see. It might even be 4 weeks in.
Oh, absolutely. We always rack Puka Nacua. And the thing about Nacua is I feel like he's going to get underdrafted for many reasons. It's like the Moneyball thing of there's so many players undervalued for a bunch of reasons. It's like Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua's name does not sound... I said it was a necklace. Like, it does not sound like a fucking wide receiver because he's like Hawaiian or something.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck the name.
Usually
I watched the
it's
player.
lineman, right?
Yeah.
The big Samoan dudes usually linemen.
Monte Teo, something like that. Get catfished.
For me, it's Isaac Sapolu is old school Niner lineman, man. But
I'm glad you watched his film. You saw his film.
Yes.
It was good, right?
Yes.
Way better than you thought?
He was. And he's not fantastic at anything. But he just gets after
Neither
it,
is Cooper Kupp.
That's exactly.
I mean, and neither is Robert Woods, dude. And what was Robert Woods great at? He had 2 to 3 rushing touchdowns a year somehow. Not Deebo Samuel-esque, but end arounds. McVay's great at scheming that up. Cooper Kupp doesn't really get that because he has all the attention on him, and it doesn't work with him when he has double coverage, even in the slot. Puka Nacua, you think people are going to be paying attention to him? No. Love it. Love it. I have one quick honorable mention at wide receiver. It's Mac Hollins.
I got another one, too.
Mac Hollins. Wide receiver 121, ADP 285. He
deep,
is
bro.
I'm going deep. It's a deep sleeper show.
I deleted my list after 272.
How about that? He is the number 2 in Atlanta. And I don't know what that means. They don't throw the ball, but he is the number 2.
Well,
Mac Hollins.
I'm going to say the 3. With London and Pitts, I'm going to say the 3.
He's the number 2 receiver.
Yes.
He is the Gabriel Davis in that offense, right? Who's going to be on the field? You got to have 2 receivers out there, man. No one plays one receiver.
Yeah.
Unless it's a goal line. Or short yardage. Or you're the Falcons.
Or you're running the shit out of it.
Mac Hollins, though, we saw he can play. I started him a bunch last year, man. He had a decent year.
Yeah,
5, 6 touchdowns.
In, dude.
He had a game. I started him everywhere, like not everywhere, but like 5 of 25 leagues, where he had it was a big comeback game. Like Devontae Adams disappeared.
Oh, and Hollins hadn't done shit till late in that game too.
He ended up with like 5 for 122 and 2 touchdowns. Yeah. Dude, I'm saying he's done it in the NFL.
Yeah.
Second receiver at this point. I don't even know what this is. It's not best ball. It's too late for best ball. I'm just saying keep an eye on Mac Hollins because what if Drake London gets hurt? Who's the number 1 there?
Or what if Ritter steps up?
Would you play Mac Hollins if Ritter's playing well and Drake London's out? Probably, dude, in a deep league.
I think so.
Keep an eye on the guy.
Depending on the matchup that week.
Keep an eye on the guy. I like it. Tight end, real quick. We're going a little long here. Gerald Everett, tight end 18, ADP 178. Donald Parham is there. He is 6'8". I like that. And he's not a quarterback, so that's kind of cool.
But suck.
Man, Everett played well last year. He's kind of a bonehead. He cost him one game in particular. He was tired, didn't run a route.
Yep.
You remember that?
Cost me some fantasy that week too.
But dude, Gerald Everett, I love Herbert this year. I love that offense. Kellen Moore. Give me Gerald Everett at tight end 18 as a deep sleeper because he can be startable every single week. He's gonna play the snaps.
I feel like the Family Guy episode where Chris goes to Meg like, "Hey, Meg, guess what I'm thinking?" And don't say cat. And she's like, "Is it cat?" And he's like, "Get out of my head." That's the fucking tight end I had, man.
Dude,
Everett.
Let's go.
I stayed away from Irv Smith because we talked about him because I thought you'd have Irv Smith.
Right.
So
I may have him in the next
Everett's the one I highlighted, and then I got nervous, like, shit, I better have a second or an honorable mention. So my second tight end, who I think is just going to fucking destroy, is a double up with my deep sleeper quarterback here. It's Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
I think Carr and Johnson are going to be fantastic together. And if you stick around, a little preview, wink, wink, for the hot takes, you might hear his name called again.
I like it. Dude, Nick, that's great. We had a couple overlapping ones. This guy's amazing. Shout out, Professional Fanatics. Subscribe. If you're still watching. If you did not subscribe, you're a fucking knucklehead. And be careful because you're a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Don't go full Ryan Mallett.
Yeah,
you never go full Mallett.
Yeah, you never go full. You drown. Like, oh shit. All right. Rob's wrong.
And it's been a complete joy. What really grinds my gears, this Lindsay Lohan. Eh? Lindsay Lohan with all those little outfits. Jumping around there on stage, half naked with your little outfit.